Well, after 6 long months, guys, it looks like the headache is finally over. So if you're wondering what this video is about, guys, I got to go back a whole year to when I first had the start of the problem on my Canon ES OR. So I was out taking photos and it came up on screen, error 00. Basically what happens when that error comes up, you can see through your camera as usual, use all the functions, but when you go to take a photo, it won't take a photo. And when you go to take a photo, it basically says that the camera and the lens, the body and the lens isn't recognizing that it's together. So I played around with it that day and it came back to normal. Forward on 6 months later, went to take some photos, the error came up again, couldn't cancel it, couldn't get rid of it. So I haven't actually got the RF lenses. I've got the EF with the adapter mounts. So I was thinking, first of all, is it the adapter mount that's causing this problem? So went and tried somebody else's adapter mount on it, put theirs on it, and it was working fine. I thought it's my adapter mount. Put mine back on it, the camera was working fine again. I thought it's fixed. Went to use it 2 weeks later, same problem again. Anyway, cut the long story short as I can cut it. I then took the camera and the body and the lenses down to my mate's. We tried his RF lenses on it, still the same problem. So that was telling me that it's not the mount, it's still the body. Plugged the camera into the some software, done software update, still the same problem. We then took it to a shop, told them the problems we was having, told them everything we tried to do. In the shop then, they had a little look, cleaned the connections, done everything, identified that it was the body and not the lenses or the mount. Like I said, I changed these mounts, put on the RF lenses, plus I tried these mounts, this mount and lenses on another camera, and it was working. So it identified that it was body. So they suggested we send the body to Canon for them to identify the problem. So we sent the body, and he also suggested we'll send the lenses and the body as well, so then they can see that it isn't, or identify what is the problem. So 2 weeks later, the camera shop phoned me up and said, yeah, camera's fixed. So I went to pick up the camera and they told me it was £300. And I thought, whoa, that's a bit of a jump up from what I was originally estimated. I know it was only an estimate, but I thought, that's a bit of a jump up. So I'm thinking, what have I paid for you? So when they gave me a receipt, they just said £300. So I asked, could I have a breakdown on what's actually happened? You know, if they changed any parts, I want to know what parts they changed. If they done anything, if it was the lenses or the mount, I wanted to know what it was. So anyway, the young girl said, I'll get them to email you everything they've done. So a couple of days later, I had an email saying they changed the connection, which basically they said they changed this connection here inside the camera, and they serviced the camera mount and the lenses. Now, when I looked how much they charged me for the service of the lenses, they charged me £150. Now, I wouldn't have mind paying £150 if my lenses needed service or if I'd asked for it, but I didn't. So I explained to them that I didn't ask for the service, because basically a service, guys, unless they take in your body apart, which they know for £150, because that's a couple of hours work, a service with Canon would just be a bit of alcohol, wipe over the lenses, blow off any dust. Now, the majority of us can do that ourselves. To be paying £150 something like that, I wasn't happy with that. So anyway, they reimbursed me my £150 for the service. So I just paid £150 for them to change the connection in here. And I've looked online, they're about 30-40 quid. So £110 labour, whatever it is. But they don't quite break it down and tell you what you're spending or what they're actually charging you for anyway. So I had the camera back. They reimbursed me my £150 for the service. Cost me £150 to get the camera fixed. I was happy. Went to my first event. One of the boys in the boxing club, he's turned pro now. He's having his 4th or 5th professional fight. So I'm there ringside, going to take some photos. Put the camera all together. Click. Exactly the same error had come up at what was on it before I sent it to Canon. So as you can imagine, absolutely devastated. I'm there now trying to take some photos of it. There's only got one opportunity to capture this fight, and the opportunity was gone. So comes back, gets back in touch with the shop who I've been dealing with, because obviously if you've gone to a shop and they are sending us up to Canon, they're obviously making some money somewhere. Obviously they're dealing with it, you go back through them. So go back in touch with the shop. In all fairness, very helpful. Couldn't believe what actually happened. I couldn't believe that I was having the same problem. He arranged to have it picked back up, and then we sent it back again. So a couple of weeks later, email, camera's ready, we'll send it back to you. Send it back to me. Literally put all the lenses back on. First shot, yeah, it comes up. The first shot, I'm just thinking, Canon have apparently changed what they claim they've changed now for the second time, done these tests, or claim they've done these tests, and the camera's still not working. I thought this is just really, really bizarre. So I got in touch with my friend who lives local, got the same camera, same mounts, tried all the mounts and all that again. The problem was still there. So even with their mounts and their lenses, the problem was still there. Gets back in touch with the shop again. The guy who I'm dealing with there, can't grumble. He was very, very helpful and compassionate about what's gone on. Send it back, he said, and we'll send it to Canon again. Sent it to Canon again. A couple of weeks later, he comes back. He said, the camera's just come back to the shop. Do you want us to test it and everything before we send it back to you? I said, well, I imagine after everything we've gone through, and this being Canon's third attempt at apparently rectifying the problem, I imagine it's okay. Just send it back to me, please. So the camera come back, and to my horror and disbelief, puts it all together, the same error code is on my camera. So I cannot believe that you can send a camera to Canon 3 times, and then they claim they fixed it and send it back exactly the same. If you look online, you can't find a great deal about this error code. When you go on the camera store, you can see that what the error code is, and it's just basically saying to clean the connectors. But anyway, they tried all that. They claimed they tried the connectors inside, and it still wasn't working. So it has been an absolute nightmare. The camera shop that has been helping me in trying to deal with it, I cannot fault them. I got to be honest. It's not their problem. That's all they've done is try to deal with an issue for me on my behalf, and for whatever reason, Canon have failed to sort the problem out. So 6 months had gone by, 3 attempts, 20 plus emails back and forth. I didn't know what was going on. And then last going off, the camera shop got in touch with me and said, I feel bitterly disappointed the situation you've been through. It's not your fault. I know it's not our fault, but you've gone through the situation. We're going to try and resolve this for you. And they said, we've been talking to our Canon camera rep, and he've asked, would you be interested if you send us the camera back? Would you be interested in them reimbursing you? He said, I don't really know how this is going to work. I've never done it before, but we'll try it. So I packed the camera up, the whole box and everything like that. Sent it all back to him. About a week went by, I hadn't heard nothing. Got back in touch. Said, yeah, I've got the camera here. The rep's off for a week or whatever. 2 weeks went by. Still hadn't heard nothing. He's going to chase it up. Anyway, another month has gone by. And I'm wondering what the hell is going on. And then I finally receive an email saying, look, Canon are dragging their feet a little bit. We don't really know what is going to be the final outcome, but we want to get this resolved as soon as possible for you. Obviously, it's been 6 months down the line, a lot of messing about, and we want to get this sorted. So they said, we have got a camera in shop. It's been sold once and returned within the 14-day policy, and apparently there's under 1,000 shots on it. Now I'm going to plug it in now because I've got an app on here which I can check how many shots it's taken. So apparently this has been sold, returned within the 14-day policy, under 1,000 shots on it. It's as new. As you've seen, I just opened the box in front of you live. The box, for whatever reason, because I don't know why, but the original, this outer box is in perfect condition, but the camera box itself has got a massive dent in it. The box looks rather battered. Now, when I sent my one back, because I'm a fussy git and I keep everything tidy, the box that I sent back was absolute immaculate condition, as new. And I wish they'd put mine back in here. Now, they reckon they had this up on their website for sale for £1,399. To be honest with you, I feel real guilty because it isn't actually the shop's fault or the shop's responsibility, I feel, to be doing this for me. So I feel guilty that I've got this camera off them. I feel that they should be Canon sorting out this problem, but I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And obviously they've got my camera body, my brand new box, which is in better condition than that. I'm assuming they're going to fix that in their own time and then sell it and get their money back. So they're not going to be at no loss. It's just that they'll have plenty of more time to deal with it. And they've kept me happy. So yeah, 6 months, it's been an absolute nightmare, as you can imagine. If you follow this channel, you'll know that for the last 4 years, it's been more about photography. I haven't been able to do any photography for the last 6 months, or even saying that longer now, because the camera was actually damaged before, or wasn't working before that. But it was only 6 months ago, back in April, when I first took it to get looked at. So I haven't had a camera for the best part of a year. And for me, photography gives me the motivation to go out and take photos. Obviously, I do a lot of camping, a lot of traveling. Photography obviously gives me the purpose to go traveling and camping and all that as well, because I like to find a location, find somewhere where I want to photograph. That's getting a lot harder because I've done the majority of stuff that was on my list. But yeah, so for the last year, I think I've been out in my van once or twice just because I haven't had that motivation, and I've been disappointed that I haven't had a camera with me. But yeah, so that's that fixed. I'm gonna just have a look at it all. That looks immaculate, indeed, but so it should. That does look like brand spanking new. Just managed to get this working, guys, and if you see, basically got an app and it's called Shutter Count. It says Canon EOSR, serial number, owner's name obviously is not name registered, shutter count 1000, and then it says here shutter wear 0%. So, as I said, all good. Under 1,000 shots, which is absolutely nothing. So, wrapping up from this video, guys. Thank you for watching. Sorry if I bored you, but there you go. For anybody who's thinking, where's his vlogs gone? Why haven't he been out with his camera? Why hasn't he posted on Instagram? Well, that's the reason why. So hopefully now you'll see me doing more vlogs and back out with a camera, bit of exploring, bit of traveling, bit of camping, etc. And if you've been watching the channel recently, you notice that last week I put on a video and it said searching for an axe 35 years later. Unfortunately, we didn't find the axe because we got rained off. And when I say rained off, we got absolutely pissed on. My pants were soaked through. So we had to call an early ending to that. I do know where that axe is. We are going back a week today. So stay posted. We will find this axe.